all done it. Perhaps it was a text to that special girl or guy, and you couldn't wait another minute to see what they had to say. Maybe you were in a fight with your best friend and you couldn't stand to carry on the argument 10 minutes longer than was absolutely necessary. Or it might have happened on the home stretch of your four-hour drive back to College Station, and you wanted to let your mom or dad know that you were almost there safely. Sometimes it even happens when you're at an intersection in town, waiting for the stoplight to change from red to green. Whatever the circumstance, we've all put our lives in risk by sending a text message while on the road, and it's got to stop. I've researched the following sources to help you all better understand my presentation. I have statistics from handsfreeinfo.com, austininjuryboard.com, edgarsnyder.com, an article from Denver Daily News, an article from 11alive.com, an interview with Texas A&M student Lauren Wilkins, interview with high school student Brandon Rahunick, and an article written by Oprah Winfrey. I'm here today to stress to Texans the importance of new laws that put a ban on texting while on the road. Text messaging while driving is a serious risk to not only your own life, but to others on the road as well. The solution I'm proposing is to enact new laws that prohibit texting while on the road in Texas. Two new laws are in effect in Texas, one banning teen drivers from using cell phones and text messaging devices, and the other prohibiting drivers from using handheld cell phones in school crossing zone. This is a good start for Texans, but more needs to be done to ensure that another life isn't lost because of this reoccurring problem. Text messaging while driving is a serious risk to not only your own life, but to the others on the road as well. Here are a couple of disturbing statistics that I came across while researching. In 2008, almost 6,000 people were killed and 500,000 were injured in crashes related to driver distraction. In 4 out of 5 accidents, 80% are attributed to distracted drivers. In contrast, drunk drivers account for roughly 1 out of 3, which is only 33% of all accidents nationally. Texting while driving is about 6 times more likely to result in an accident than driving while intoxicated. And people who text while driving are 23% more likely to be in a car accident. Studies have found that texting while driving causes a 400% increase in time spent with eyes off the road. These are nationwide statistics, meaning that this isn't a problem that is only occurring in Texas. As a matter of fact, in September of 2008, a Metrolink train engineer experienced a deadly collision near Los Angeles because he was texting while driving his train. A new British study has concluded that texting while driving is more dangerous than driving under the influence of alcohol or marijuana. One of the main researchers noted that when texting, drivers are distracted by taking their hand off the wheel to use their phone, by trying to read small text on the phone display, and by thinking about how to write their next message. This combination of factors resulted in the impairments to reaction time and vehicle control that place the driver at a greater risk than having consumed alcohol to the legal limit for driving. The Virginia Tech Transportation Institute conducted a study in regards to texting while driving and found that of all cell phone related tasks, including talking, dialing, or reaching for the phone, texting while driving is the most dangerous. It also revealed that teen drivers are 4 times more likely than adults to get into car crashes or near crash events directly related to talking on cell phone or texting. For every 6 seconds of drive time, a driver sending or receiving a text message spends 4.6 of those seconds with their eyes off the road. This makes texting the most distracting of all cell phone related tasks. In 2008, at any given moment, over 800,000 Americans were texting, making calls, or using a handheld cell phone while driving during the daytime. With distracted driving killing nearly 6,000 Americans in the same year, it's no mystery that cell phone use is risky for drivers. Texas has enacted some new laws to prevent text messaging while driving, but more needs to be done to ensure that another life isn't taken because of this horrible habit. The solution to ending this problem in Texas is to increase the ban on text messaging in our state. If texting while driving is just as bad, if not worse, than driving while intoxicated, the same sort of measures and punishments should be enforced to ensure that it doesn't happen. Many states have beat Texas to the punch and have already enacted their own laws that prohibit texting in a vehicle, no matter where you are or what your age may be. Enacting these laws in Texas will help citizens to realize that texting while on the road is very risky and the implications of an accident as a result of distraction should not be taken lightly. For most people, including myself, it takes a bad experience for them to realize that what they're doing is harmful to themselves or others, a living-you-learn approach. If Texas law enforcement starts handing out tickets that fine citizens for texting while driving, it might be enough to break their bad habits before somebody else gets seriously injured or even killed because of this pesky distraction on the road. Enacting a full-out ban on text messaging while driving in Texas is absolutely feasible because we have seen it work firsthand in other states. Denver recently enacted a law that bans all types of texting while driving. Denver is reporting only 6 citations issued for texting while driving since the law took effect in December. Law enforcement had originally said the law would be difficult to enforce, but the Denver Police Department does not attribute enforcement difficulty as the reasoning behind the low number of citations issued. They think that people are just paying better attention, which is exactly the type of results we want to see in Texas. Republican Senator Claire Levy from Denver said she does not measure the effectiveness of her law based on the number of citations issued. Instead, she believes the law itself has simply raised public awareness of the dangers of texting while driving. It has raised public awareness of the danger of texting while driving. It's having beneficial effects, she said. Georgia now also joins about half of the states in the country with texting while driving laws. They will begin to be enforced starting July 1st of 2010. I had an interview with 2 of my friends asking what their thoughts would be on Texas adopting these new laws. Lauren Wilkins, a 20-year-old student at Texas A&M, pointed out that there are so many accidents that are related to people not paying attention to where they're driving. So I think it would be a good thing for Texas overall because it'll prevent some people from getting injured or killed. I also spoke with a current high school student, Brandon Rahunick, who said, "I think it's a really good idea, but it will be hard for me to adapt because I do text a lot." In my perfect world, this new law I'm proposing would ban all text messaging while on the road, no matter what your age or where you happen to be, and would be enforced immediately. Other states are taking action right now to eliminate this problem in America. The problem with text messaging and driving is obvious. It's a serious risk to not only your own life, but to others on the road as well. The solution is a simple one. Texas needs to follow in the footsteps of other states in this country and completely ban text messaging while driving, instead of just pertaining to certain places or people. I was reading an article written by Oprah Winfrey about a couple in Fort Collins, Colorado. Their 9-year-old daughter, Erica, was on her bicycle just 15 pedals from her front door when she was struck and killed by a driver who was distracted by a cell phone. I think about Erica's death and how senseless and stupid it was, caused by a text message that just couldn't wait. Thank you.